The stars were quiet that night, but the calm hit a storm. Far beyond the outer rim, the galaxy's defense networks detected something impossible. Hundreds of thousands of alien warships were moving toward human space. Their speed was faster than anything the humans had ever seen. Panic spread through every colony as alarms rang and fleets scrambled. Every communications channel buzzed with frantic messages. Leaders from all human worlds tried to understand the scale of the threat, but no one had ever seen such numbers. 500,000 warships, entire fleets combined, could not match that. Captain Rylan Core stood on the bridge of the battleship Defiant. His eyes scanned the starfield, his hands gripping the console. He had been a soldier all his life, trained for battles, but nothing had prepared him for this. Reports said the aliens were massive, each ship larger than a human city. And yet they moved with frightening precision, like a single living organism. Their formations were perfect, their advance unstoppable. "Captain," said Lieutenant Maravine, her voice steady but tense, "they're approaching the outer defense line. Our sensors can't track them all. It's impossible to get an exact count." Ryland's jaw tightened. "Impossible or not, we have to try. Alert all human fleets. Get every available ship into position. And prepare the Defiant. We might be the only chance they have." Mara hesitated. "Sir, there are over 500,000 alien warships. One battleship against them is—" "I know what it is, Lieutenant," Ryland interrupted. His voice was calm, almost chilling. "We are human, and humans don't give up." The Defiant was not the largest battleship in human space. In fact, many of the newer vessels had more weapons or bigger shields. But the Defiant was special. It carried the newest human technology: the quantum pulse cannon, the hyperdrive evasion system, and the resonance shield. Scientists had whispered that it could take on entire fleets by itself. Ryland did not need whispers. He had seen what humans could do when everything was on the line. In orbit around the small planet Venera, the humans began preparations. All defense satellites activated. Civilian ships were evacuated. Every pilot, every gunner, every soldier felt the tension in the air. Families held hands, knowing this might be the last night they saw their loved ones. And yet in the hearts of humans there was hope. Hope that ingenuity, courage, and unity could overcome the impossible. Ryland walked down the corridors of the Defiant, inspecting the crew. Every person knew what was coming. The aliens did not negotiate. They destroyed everything in their path. But there was a spark in human eyes that no alien force could predict. Determination, hope, fear. "Yes, but also courage, Captain," said Commander Jarrow, the ship's tactical officer. "Alien fleet entering long-range sensors. They're huge, and there are more than 500,000 ships." Ryland nodded. "I know, set battle formation. Keep the shield active and focus all energy on the quantum pulse cannon. We hit the first wave and see what happens." The bridge hummed with activity. Controls blinked red and green. Pilots prepared their fighters. Engineers checked the systems. Every heartbeat was synchronized. Every thought focused on the mission. Humans did not panic, not when the galaxy depended on them. They adapted. They calculated. They acted. In space, the alien fleet appeared like a dark storm. Ships of every shape and size floated silently, waiting. Their commanders sent messages to human fleets, but they did not speak human language. Only threats. Only demands for surrender. Hundreds of thousands of voices, all saying the same thing: "Give up and your species will be spared." Ryland ignored the messages. He had one answer. He would fight. Not for victory alone, but for humanity's survival. He looked at his crew, at the young and old alike, and saw determination mirrored in every face. "Engage the hyperdrive evasion system," Ryland ordered. "We go first. We strike where they do not expect." The Defiant jumped forward in a flash of light. One human battleship against 500,000 alien warships. It seemed impossible, and yet it moved like a single arrow through the alien formation. Every alien sensor tried to detect it, but the hyperdrive shimmered, confusing them. Confusion spread in the alien fleet. They had never seen a ship move like this. Ryland's voice cut through the ship. "Target their front line. Charge the quantum pulse cannon. Fire." The cannon released a beam brighter than a sun. It struck the first alien wave with perfect precision. Ships exploded in clouds of fire and metal. The shockwave rippled through space, sending smaller ships spinning away. For a moment, silence followed. Then the aliens responded, firing thousands of weapons at the Defiant. But their attacks were chaotic. The humans had predicted this. The ship moved, weaving through deadly fire, shields absorbing the brunt of the energy. Mara watched in awe. "Captain, it's working." They didn't expect this. Rylan did not answer immediately. His focus was total. Every move, every calculation had to be precise. The aliens had numbers, but humans had creativity, courage, and strategy. They had unpredictability, and Rylan intended to use it. Hours passed, though it felt like minutes. The Defiant cut through alien formations, each blast precise, each maneuver unexpected. The alien fleet began to falter. Commanders on the enemy ships were confused, unable to coordinate with one another. One human ship, a single battleship, was destroying thousands of warships faster than their numbers could recover. "Captain," said Jarrow, his voice tight with disbelief. "They're retreating." "The alien fleet. It's breaking apart." Rylan allowed a small smile. "Not retreating, Commander. They're learning the hard way what humans are capable of. Continue, push forward. Humanity will not bow." Back on the colonies, humans watched in shock and awe. Reports from the battlefield were almost unbelievable. One battleship against 500,000 alien ships. And yet the Defiant held. Every attack it made counted. Every strategy was perfect. News spread like wildfire, giving hope to billions. Humans cheered for a species they had feared would be crushed. Rylan did not celebrate. There was still work to do. Alien reinforcements were always possible, and he knew that the galaxy would remember this night. Humans had faced impossible odds before, and they had survived. But this was beyond imagination. And yet the human spirit had shined brighter than any star. As the alien fleet retreated into deep space, broken and confused, Rylan turned to his crew. Today, humanity proved something important. Numbers are not everything. Courage, intelligence, and unity can overcome any threat. We will rebuild. We will prepare. And we will never forget what we are capable of. The crew erupted in cheers. The human battleship had not only survived, but had sent a message to the galaxy. Humans were not weak. Humans were dangerous. Humans were unstoppable when pushed to the edge. And somewhere, deep in the alien command, fear spread. The humans were not like other species. They could not be predicted. They could not be controlled. And now every warship in the galaxy would know. One human battleship was enough to fall an entire fleet. Rylan Kor looked out at the stars. The battle was over, but the war was just beginning. And he smiled, because he knew humanity would face it head-on as they always had. Alone, yes, but never defeated. The night ended and a new day dawned across human colonies. Ships began repairs, pilots rested, and scientists worked on new strategies. Everyone knew the aliens would return, stronger and faster. But humanity had learned a lesson. Even against impossible odds, humans could survive and humans could win. And for Rylan Kor and the crew of the Defiant, the stars had never looked brighter. The aftermath of the first battle left human space in shock and awe. News of a single human battleship defeating 500,000 alien warships spread faster than light. People celebrated in colonies, cheering the bravery of Captain Rylan Kor and the crew of the Defiant. Yet the victory was only temporary. Humans knew the aliens would return. They always did. And next time, the attack would be even stronger. Rylan stood on the bridge watching the stars. The silence of space felt heavier than the explosions of battle. His crew had done the impossible, but he could not rest. There was a message from the human command center, delivered through the fastest hyperwave channel. Captain Kor, the voice of Admiral Velen said, calm but serious. The alien fleet is regrouping. Sensors detect new ships being built in their territory at an alarming speed. They will return, likely in larger numbers. We need strategies that go beyond any conventional plan. Rylan nodded. Understood, Admiral. We will prepare. I will not let humanity face them unready again. In the ship's strategy room, Rylan gathered his senior officers. Maravine, Jarrow, and 2 tactical analysts joined him. Hollow projections of the alien fleet and human defenses flickered around them. Our first encounter proved something important, Rylan said. The aliens underestimate humans. They rely on numbers, formation, and intimidation. They do not expect creativity, unpredictability, or courage. That is our advantage. We will use it, Mara stepped forward. Captain, the Defiant can strike fast and retreat using the hyperdrive evasion system. But alone, we cannot hold entire human space against them if they return in force. Then we won't be alone, Rylan replied. We will train every ship, every pilot to act unpredictably. We will build tactics that cannot be calculated by alien logic. Every human fleet will be ready to strike in patterns they cannot understand. Jaro pointed to the hologram. Captain, their new ships are faster and shielded with stronger armor. One Defiant cannot destroy them all again. We need more than weapons. We need strategy. Rylan leaned closer. Then we prepare the ultimate strategy. One that forces the aliens to react, to make mistakes. They believe in overwhelming numbers. We will make them face calculated chaos. The days that followed were filled with preparation. Scientists enhanced the quantum pulse cannon, increasing its energy output without overloading the Defiant. Engineers worked day and night to strengthen the resonance shield. Pilots trained in new formations that resembled unpredictable swarms. Every human ship, from the smallest fighter to the largest cruiser, was integrated into a system that could act as a single organism, yet think independently. Meanwhile, alien spies monitored human activity, sending reports back to their command. But humans anticipated this. Every repair, every drill, every training mission was designed to confuse alien intelligence. They could not tell which ships were real, which formations were real, and which were decoys. Rylan walked through the hangars one morning, watching pilots test their new maneuvers in zero-gravity simulators. Young cadets who had never seen battle before moved with determination, their eyes focused and confident. "Captain," one cadet said, "do you really think one day we can beat them completely?" Rylan smiled. "Not one day. Every day, every battle. That is what humans do. We survive, we adapt, and we fight back. You will see. Even the impossible can become possible." The calm before the next battle did not last long. 1 week later, sensors detected alien scouts entering human space. Smaller warships, faster and stealthier than before, moved in to test defenses. The Defiant launched immediately, leading a squadron of human ships. "Remember," Rylan said to the pilots, "we do not just fight. We confuse them, divide them, and force them to make mistakes. One alien ship destroyed is good, but one alien formation destroyed by surprise is better." The first skirmish began near the asteroid belt of the Avon sector. Alien scouts moved in perfect formation, expecting humans to react predictably. Instead, human ships appeared from unexpected directions, weaving through asteroids, firing precision strikes, and retreating before alien weapons could respond. Mara piloted a smaller attack vessel beside the Defiant, her eyes scanning for threats. "Captain, they're splitting into 2 groups. One moves toward the colonies, the other toward the defense station," Rylan analyzed quickly. "Good, let them split. That is exactly what we want. Use the quantum pulse cannon to hit the front of the group heading to the colonies. The rest will be forced to react without coordination." The cannon fired. The beam sliced through the first alien formation, destroying their shields and crippling their engines. Confusion rippled across the alien fleet. They were not used to a human ship moving with such precision, attacking from angles they could not calculate. "Look at that," Jaro said in awe. "They're scattering. Our tactics are working exactly as planned." Rylan's voice was calm but full of authority. "Do not celebrate yet. The real battle is coming. They will regroup, and when they do, we need to be ready." Back on the colonies, humans prepared evacuation plans, emergency defenses, and communication networks. Every planet, every city, every space station was included in the defensive grid. Humans were not just defending one battleship. They were defending the entire species. Days passed and alien reinforcements arrived. The new fleet was larger, faster, and stronger than before. But humans had grown too. Every tactic, every maneuver, every formation had been practiced and perfected. Rylan took command once again. "This is what we have prepared for. They think they can crush us with numbers. They are wrong. We are human. We are unpredictable, and today we will prove it again." The Defiant led the human fleets into battle. Aliens attacked with energy beams, missiles, and massive warships designed to crush all resistance. But humans had learned. They dodged, countered, and struck with precision. Every alien ship that fired was met with human unpredictability. Every formation they used fell into traps they did not see. For hours the battle raged. Explosions lit the darkness of space. The quantum pulse cannon fired repeatedly, striking alien command ships. Fighters darted in and out, confusing sensors. And in the midst of chaos, humans did what aliens could not. They adapted. At one point, a massive alien battleship moved to flank the human formation. Rylan acted quickly. All units, focus on the flank. Use the asteroid field as cover. Attack from multiple angles simultaneously. The human ships split into smaller groups appearing from behind asteroids and hit the alien battleship from unexpected positions. Shields failed. Engines overheated and the massive ship exploded in a storm of fire and metal. The aliens hesitated. One human fleet, one battleship leading countless others, was defeating their largest forces. Mara grinned.
Captain, they can't keep up.
They're falling apart again. Rylan nodded. Good, keep pressure. We will not stop until they understand humans are not defeated by numbers alone. As the alien fleet retreated once more, Rylan and his crew knew this was only the beginning. The aliens would return stronger and smarter, but humans had learned a lesson. Strategy, courage, and unity could overcome overwhelming odds. Admiral, Rylan reported later, the alien fleet is retreating, but they will not give up. We need to be ready for the next encounter. Humanity will survive, but we cannot be complacent. Admiral Velen replied, Understood, Captain. You and the crew of the Defiant have given humanity hope. That is the most valuable weapon we have. Rylan looked out at the stars. Space was still vast and dangerous. But for the first time in generations, humans had proven they could face the impossible and survive. One human battleship had led an entire species to victory against unimaginable odds. And one human spirit had reminded the galaxy that courage and intelligence could never be counted, measured, or destroyed. As repairs and training continued across human space, Rylan thought about the future. The next battle would be harder, but humans were ready. They were never perfect, never unbeatable, but they were always alive, always learning, and always fighting. And that was enough to make the aliens fear them. The Defiant floated among the stars, ready for the next wave. And in the silence of space, Captain Rylan Kor made a silent promise. No matter what came, humans would rise, humans would adapt, and humans would survive. The calm after the second battle did not last long. Human intelligence detected a new signal deep in alien space. It was enormous. Millions of warships, larger and more advanced than anything humans had seen before. This was no longer a raid or a scout mission. The aliens were preparing for total war. Captain Rylan Kor stood on the bridge of the Defiant, his eyes scanning the vast holographic map. The alien fleet stretched across thousands of light years, a moving wall of metal and energy. We've underestimated them, Mara Veen said, her voice tight with concern. They're building fleets faster than we can track. Rylan's face was calm, but his mind raced. Then we use what humans have always used, intelligence, speed, and courage. We may be outnumbered, but we are never predictable. Commander Jarrow leaned forward. Captain, if they launch everything at once, our defenses will collapse. We must strike first, or we risk losing entire sectors. Rylan nodded. Agreed, we will not wait for them to hit us. We strike where they least expect. Gather every strike team. Every ship, every fighter, every drone must be ready. This is humanity's chance to show the galaxy what we are made of. The human fleets assembled near the neutral zone, a vast area between known human space and the alien territories. Pilots, engineers, and soldiers moved with purpose. Each ship had a mission, each fleet a plan, and every human knew their role. In the Defiant, Rylan addressed his crew. Today we face the greatest threat in human history. They outnumber us, they outgun us, but they do not outthink us. Every one of you is crucial. We fight for humanity, for our families, for our worlds. Stay calm, stay smart, and never give up. Mara clenched her fists. Captain, are we ready? Rylan gave a firm nod. We are ready. Let's move. The humans launched first. The Defiant led the fleet, weaving through asteroid belts and nebula clouds to avoid detection. The aliens were confident in their numbers, but humans were masters of surprise. The fleet split into smaller groups, striking from different angles simultaneously. Every move was unexpected, every strike precise. The first clash happened near the Galen Rift. Alien scouts had been monitoring human movements, but they were too slow to respond. Human fighters darted between the massive alien warships, delivering targeted strikes to engines and weapon systems. Jarrow shouted over the comms. Captain, the scouts are falling back, but larger ships are approaching fast. They are not used to coordinated attacks of this scale. Rylan's eyes narrowed. Good. That is exactly what we want. Push forward. Force them to make mistakes. Humans fight best when the odds seem impossible. The Defiant charged the alien front line. The quantum pulse cannon fired repeatedly, tearing through shields and hulls. Alien warships exploded in spectacular bursts of light and metal. Yet for every ship destroyed, more approached. This was not the end. This was only the beginning. Mara piloted her fighter alongside the Defiant. "Captain, they are adapting. Their formations are changing." Rylan remained calm. "Let them adapt. That is the advantage. We can change faster. Use the asteroid fields to your advantage. Split into smaller groups and attack from unexpected positions." Human pilots performed daring maneuvers, disappearing behind asteroids and nebulae, then reappearing to strike vulnerable points. Alien ships fired blindly, their sensors confused by the unpredictable movements. For every attack they made, humans countered with double the precision. Hours passed like minutes. The human fleet's tactics were effective, but the alien numbers were overwhelming. Rylan knew that speed alone would not win the battle. Humans needed a plan to strike at the heart of the alien command. "Target the command ships," Rylan ordered. "If we can disrupt their leadership, the rest will fall into confusion." The quantum pulse cannon glowed brighter than ever. A single shot tore through the shields of the alien flagship, destroying its communications array. Chaos rippled through the enemy fleet. Without orders, the alien warships began to scatter, colliding with each other and the debris of destroyed ships. Mara grinned. "It's working. They're falling apart." Rylan nodded, his focus never wavering. "Keep pressure. Do not give them a chance to regroup. Every moment counts." As the battle raged on, human ingenuity shone brightest. Engineers remotely hacked alien drones, turning them against their own fleet. Small human cruisers acted as decoys, drawing fire while the main fleet attacked from safer angles. Every strategy that humans could imagine was deployed, and every plan succeeded because humans were unpredictable. Even the aliens were beginning to understand a frightening truth. Humans could not be defeated by numbers alone. They were creative, adaptive, and relentless. And the Defiant, leading the charge, became a symbol of hope for all human worlds. At one point, a massive alien battleship attempted to flank the human fleet. Rylan acted quickly. "All units converge on the flank. Use the debris field for cover. Attack from multiple angles!" Human ships split into smaller squadrons, attacking from every direction. The alien battleship fired desperately, but it could not defend against attacks coming from all sides. Explosions lit up space as the massive ship was destroyed. Jarrow shook his head in disbelief. "Captain, they've never seen humans fight like this. Their entire fleet is confused." Rylan allowed a small smile. "Exactly. Humans are not just soldiers. We are thinkers, we are problem solvers, and we are brave. That is what makes us dangerous." The aliens, realizing their command structure was broken, began retreating in disorder. Human ships pursued strategically, ensuring that no ship could escape completely. The quantum pulse cannon fired one final time, targeting the alien warp gates and cutting off their escape routes. As the dust of battle settled, humans looked at the stars with awe. Once again, they had faced overwhelming odds and survived. But this time the scale was larger. The aliens were not defeated, only delayed. They would return. They would learn from their mistakes. Rylan gathered his crew on the bridge. "This victory is important, but it is not the end. The aliens will regroup. They will return. But they will never underestimate us again. Humans are not just survivors. We are fighters, thinkers, and leaders. That is what the galaxy must learn." Mara placed a hand on the console. "Captain, do you think they will come back stronger?" Rylan nodded. "Yes, but we will be ready. Every challenge, every battle, every threat makes us stronger. Humans adapt, humans fight, and humans survive. That is our strength." The Defiant floated among the stars, surrounded by repaired human fleets and scattered debris from the alien attack. Pilots returned from reconnaissance missions. Engineers completed repairs and soldiers rested, knowing that the next battle could be even greater. Rylan looked out at the horizon of space. The galaxy was vast and dangerous, but humanity had proven something important. Courage, intelligence, and unity could overcome even the greatest threats. One human battleship, leading a united fleet, had faced millions of alien warships and survived. And somewhere, deep in alien territory, their commanders began to understand something new. Humans were unpredictable, fearless, and impossible to control. One day they might face a human fleet that could destroy everything they had built. Rylan took a deep breath. The next battle was coming, and humans would be ready. They had learned, adapted, and grown. They had proven that numbers alone could not crush a spirit, and that courage and intelligence were weapons that no alien technology could match. As the fleets prepared for the next wave, Rylan knew the galaxy would remember this day. Humans had fought against impossible odds and won. They had survived and they had thrived, and no matter what came next, humanity would face it with the same determination, the same courage, and the same unwavering spirit that had carried them this far. The rising storm of the alien warships was approaching. But humans were ready, and Captain Rylan Core aboard the Defiant would lead them through whatever darkness lay ahead. The calm of space was gone. Sensors on every human ship buzzed with warnings. A massive alien fleet far larger than any before had entered human space. Millions of ships moved in perfect formation, a wave of metal and energy that stretched as far as human eyes could see. This was the moment every human had feared, the ultimate siege. Captain Rylan Core stood on the bridge of the Defiant, his gaze steady. Around him, his crew worked with precision, preparing for the fight that would decide the future of human space. "Mara, what are their numbers?" Rylan asked. Lieutenant Mara Veen's hands flew over the controls. "It's impossible to track them all, Captain. Estimates suggest over 5 million ships, sir. They've brought everything. Command ships, cruisers, fighters. It's more than we've ever faced," Rylan nodded. "Then we will make every ship count. Humans are never predictable. That is our weapon. Prepare all systems. Every fleet must be ready. Every human must fight as one." Commander Jarrow spoke up. "Captain, their shields are stronger than before. Our quantum pulse cannon might not be enough to pierce the main fleet." Rylan leaned forward. "Then we use strategy, not just firepower. We divide them, confuse them, and strike at weak points. Humans always adapt, Jarrow. That is what makes us unbeatable." The fleets moved into formation, hiding among asteroid fields, nebula clouds, and abandoned stations. Every position was calculated, every maneuver rehearsed. The aliens were confident. They had numbers. They had firepower. But humans had unpredictability, courage, and strategy. The first wave of alien fighters entered human space. Small ships, fast and deadly, tried to break through defensive lines. Mara piloted her fighter squadron with skill, weaving between asteroid clusters and striking from unexpected angles. "They're breaking formation," Mara shouted. "Our attack is working." Rylan's eyes never left the holographic map. "Good, keep pressure. Let them scatter. Confusion is the first step to victory." The Defiant led a squadron of human cruisers toward the alien command ships. The quantum pulse cannon fired repeatedly, each shot hitting its target with precision. Alien warships exploded, but even larger vessels approached. The battle was far from over. Human pilots performed daring maneuvers, appearing and disappearing from enemy radar. Engineers remotely hacked alien drones, turning them against their own fleet. Every strategy humans could imagine was deployed, and every plan succeeded because humans were unpredictable. "Captain," Jarrow said, his voice tight with tension, "their main fleet is moving toward the colonies. They want to crush us by attacking the people directly." Rylan's jaw tightened. "Then we split our forces. Half will defend the colonies, half will continue the assault on their command ships. We force them to fight on two fronts. They cannot handle humans in chaos." The battle escalated. Energy beams sliced through space, missiles exploded in clouds of fire, and ships collided in violent flashes. The Defiant weaved through the chaos, firing the quantum pulse cannon and coordinating the human fleet. Mara saw a massive alien battleship heading straight for a colony. "Captain, if we don't stop it, the colony will be destroyed." Rylan acted instantly. "Take your squadron and intercept." Jarrow, direct the cruisers to support Mara. Everyone else continue the main assault. Do not let them see weakness. Mara's squadron moved with speed and precision, dodging alien fire and striking at the enemy's weak points. Explosions lit the darkness of space as the alien battleship faltered, its shields failing. With one final strike, it was destroyed. The colonies cheered as human defenses held. People watched in awe, knowing that humans had once again survived the impossible. But Rylan knew the real test was still ahead. The alien fleet, realizing their command ships were under attack, regrouped. Massive energy beams fired from hundreds of alien vessels, aiming directly at human formations. The fleets moved as one, trying to crush the humans before they could act. Rylan remained calm. "All units, brace for impact. Activate the resonance shields and spread out. We survive this, then strike harder. Remember, humans are unpredictable. The Defiant's shields absorbed the first waves of fire. Smaller human ships dodged and countered, striking at exposed alien engines. The battlefield became a chaotic storm of metal, energy, and light. Hours passed, each moment more dangerous than the last. Human fleets were tested like never before. Pilots pushed their skills to the limit. Engineers repaired systems under fire. And soldiers defended every position with courage and precision. At one point, a massive alien dreadnought attempted to flank the Defiant. Rylan reacted quickly. All units converge on the dreadnought. Use the asteroid field for cover. Attack from every angle! Human ships split into smaller squadrons, attacking from multiple directions. The dreadnought fired desperately, but it could not defend against attacks coming from all sides. Explosions tore through its hull until it finally collapsed in a spectacular burst. Jarrow shook his head in disbelief. Captain, they've never seen humans fight like this. Their entire fleet is confused and disorganized. Rylan allowed a small smile. Exactly. Humans are not just fighters. We think, we adapt, we never give up. That is what makes us dangerous. Despite their efforts, the aliens pressed on. New reinforcements entered the battle, larger and faster than before. But humans had prepared. Every fleet, every squadron, every ship acted as a single unit, yet independently. Their coordination was flawless, their tactics unpredictable. Mara saw another massive warship moving toward the human fleet. Captain, another one. If we don't stop it, it could destroy everything. Rylan's hands flew over the controls. Focus fire on its engines. Hit it from multiple angles. Keep it off balance. Humans always find a way. The combined attack of human cruisers and fighters crippled the alien warship. It spun helplessly through space before exploding in a massive fireball. The alien fleet began to retreat once more, but Rylan knew this was not over. They will return, he said. They will come back stronger, faster, and more prepared. But so will we. Humans survive, humans adapt, and humans fight back. That is our advantage. That is our power. As the battle ended, the human fleets regrouped. Repairs began immediately, pilots rested, and soldiers prepared for the next wave. Humans had survived the ultimate siege, but they knew the war was far from over. Rylan looked out at the stars. Space was still dangerous, but humanity had proven something important. Courage, intelligence, and unity could overcome even the greatest threats. One human battleship leading a united fleet had faced millions of alien warships and survived. And somewhere, deep in alien territory, their commanders began to understand a frightening truth. Humans were unpredictable, fearless, and impossible to control. One day they might face a human fleet that could destroy everything they had built. Rylan took a deep breath. The next battle was coming, and humans would be ready. They had learned, adapted, and grown. They had proven that numbers alone could not crush a spirit, and that courage and intelligence were weapons that no alien technology could match. The Defiant floated among the stars, ready for whatever the galaxy would send next. And Captain Rylan Core, with his crew beside him, knew one thing for certain. Humans would never bow, never surrender, and never be defeated. The galaxy held its breath. After months of preparation and countless battles, the final confrontation had come. The alien fleet, larger than ever, was advancing on human space with the intent to destroy. Millions of ships moved as one, an unstoppable wave of firepower and technology. But humanity was ready. Captain Rylan Core stood on the bridge of the Defiant, his gaze steady. Around him, his crew prepared for the fight that would decide the future of every human colony. Mara, report, Rylan ordered. Lieutenant Mara Vian's fingers moved quickly over the controls. Captain, the alien fleet is approaching fast. Sensors show over 7 million warships, including their newest battleships and command ships. They've brought everything. Rylan's jaw tightened. Then we fight smarter. Every fleet must act as one, yet think independently. We strike where they least expect. Humans survive because we adapt, not because of numbers. Commander Jarrow spoke next. Captain, this is the largest battle humanity has ever faced. Even the Defiant may not withstand direct assault from their main fleet. Rylan's eyes burned with determination. Then we use strategy, courage, and intelligence. The Defiant leads, but every human ship has a role. We will show the galaxy why humans cannot be defeated. The fleets moved into position near the Galilean Nebula, using its clouds and asteroid belts as cover. Every human ship was prepared for the impossible. The aliens expected fear, but humans had none. Their determination was stronger than any weapon. The first wave of alien fighters entered human space. Fast, deadly, and relentless, they aimed to break the human lines. But human pilots were ready. Mara led her squadron, weaving through asteroids, striking from unexpected angles and disappearing before the enemy could respond. "They're breaking formation," Mara shouted. "Our attack is working." Raylan nodded. "Good, keep pressure." Confusion is our advantage. Humans fight best when the enemy thinks victory is certain. The Defiant charged the alien command ships. The quantum pulse cannon glowed brighter than ever, firing repeated beams that tore through shields and hulls. Explosions lit up the nebula as alien warships collapsed one by one. "Captain," Jarrow called out, "their main fleet is moving toward the colonies. They want to crush us at the heart." Ryland's jaw tightened. "Then we split forces. Half defend the colonies, half attack command ships. Humans are stronger when we fight on multiple fronts. Divide them, confuse them, destroy them." The battle escalated. Beams of energy cut through space. Missiles exploded in fiery storms and ships collided in violent flashes. The Defiant led the assault, its quantum pulse cannon striking with unerring precision. Human fighters darted between alien ships, exploiting every weakness. Mara spotted a massive alien battleship heading for a colony. "Captain, if we don't stop it, the colony will be destroyed." Rylan acted instantly. "Take your squadron and intercept." Jarrow, direct cruisers to support Mara. Everyone else continue the main assault. Never show weakness. Mara's squadron moved with speed and precision. They dodged alien fire and targeted the enemy's engines. Explosions lit the darkness as the alien battleship faltered, its shields failing. With one final coordinated strike, it was destroyed. The colonies cheered as defenses held. People watched from every planet, knowing that humans had survived another impossible attack. But Rylan knew the real test was still ahead. The alien fleet, realizing their command ships were under attack, unleashed their most powerful weapons. Massive energy beams fired from hundreds of vessels, aimed directly at human formations. But humans had learned to adapt. Every fleet, every squadron, and every ship acted with coordination, yet independently. Their unpredictability made them impossible to crush. Hours passed like minutes. Pilots pushed their skills to the limit. Engineers repaired critical systems under fire, and soldiers defended every position with courage and precision. A massive alien dreadnought attempted to flank the Defiant. Raylan reacted quickly. "All units converge on the dreadnought. Use asteroid cover!" Attack from every direction. Human ships split into smaller squadrons, striking from all sides. The dreadnought fired desperately, but it could not defend against simultaneous attacks. Explosions tore through its hull until it finally collapsed in a burst of fire and metal. Jarrow shook his head in disbelief. "Captain, their fleet has never seen humans fight like this. Chaos everywhere, command destroyed." Raylan allowed a small smile. "Humans are not just soldiers. We think, we adapt, and we never give up. That is what makes us strong." Despite their losses, the aliens pressed on. Reinforcements entered, even larger and faster than before. But humans had prepared. Every ship acted with purpose. Every fleet supported the others. Every move was calculated yet unpredictable. Mara spotted another massive warship moving toward the fleet. "Captain, another one. It could destroy everything." Rylan's hands flew over the controls. "Focus fire on engines and weapons. Hit from multiple angles. Keep it off balance." Humans always find a way. The combined human attack crippled the alien warship. It spun helplessly before exploding. Human forces moved quickly to intercept retreating alien units. Strategic strikes and coordinated maneuvers ensured no ship could escape entirely. The alien command realized the humans were unbeatable in strategy, unpredictability, and courage. Even with greater numbers, they could not defeat humans. The realization spread fear through their ranks. Humans were unlike any enemy they had faced. Rylan's voice was calm, steady. "Humans survive, humans adapt, humans fight. That is our advantage. That is our power." The alien fleet began a full retreat, their losses staggering. Human fleets pursued strategically, ensuring the enemy could not regroup quickly. The quantum pulse cannon fired one final time, targeting alien warp gates and supply lines, cutting off their escape and resources. Human space erupted in celebration. Colonies cheered. Pilots hugged. Soldiers saluted. The impossible had been done. One human battleship, leading a united fleet, had faced millions of alien warships and survived. Humanity had triumphed against the greatest threat in history. Relan gathered his crew on the bridge. "This victory is important," he said, "but the war is never truly over. Aliens will return, but they will never underestimate humans again. We have proven that courage, intelligence, and unity are stronger than numbers." Mara placed a hand on the console. "Captain, do you think they'll come back?" Relan nodded. "Yes, but humanity is ready. Every battle teaches us something new. Every challenge makes us stronger. And every time we face the impossible, we survive." The Defiant floated among the stars, surrounded by repaired human fleets and the remnants of alien ships. Pilots returned from reconnaissance, engineers completed repairs, and soldiers prepared for future threats. Humanity had survived the ultimate siege, and they had proven that one human battleship could inspire and lead an entire species to victory. Relan looked out at the stars. Space was dangerous, yes, but humanity had shown its strength. One human spirit, one battleship, and one crew could change the course of the galaxy. And somewhere, deep in alien command, fear spread. Humans were unpredictable, fearless, and impossible to control. They would return, stronger and smarter. But humans had proven that strategy, courage, and unity were weapons no alien technology could defeat. Relan took a deep breath. The galaxy was vast, full of threats and unknown dangers. But humans had survived the impossible. Humans had triumphed. And humans would continue to rise, adapt, and fight no matter what the future held. The Defiant led the fleet through the stars, a symbol of hope, courage, and unbroken human spirit. Captain Relan Kor knew that as long as humans remained united, no force in the galaxy could defeat them. And in that moment, humanity had become unstoppable,